time to abandon ship.
Oh no!
Here we go!
Can I persuade you to join us for a drink? It's a tradition. Here, here.
Jar Jar, homie, my main man, quickly. Before the Separatists attack, get into the escape pod.
Hey! This is escape, then we're the pod.
Welcome back to Star Wars Escape Pod, and just a chill week in the Escape Pod as we float through space. We've got our friends Blake and Bryce joining us this week to just chat about a few things. Orbitkey giveaway is over. We're going to announce the winners in a moment here and catch up about a few things like a retrospective on Andor Season 2. We haven't heard from Bryce yet about that. Some stuff about Maul versus Vader, potential reality here. Boba Fett Season 2, rumors and reactions as well, some other stuff. So, let's get into it.
Another happy landing.
Welcome back.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Good to be back.
Good to have you back.
Just having a chill time in the cantina, relaxing with the friends.
Poor
Yeah.
service though. I'm waiting on my drink for a while.
Just yell at them. They're just droids. Hey, droid!
There's no droids in here. You know that. That guy's a cyborg. You're gonna offend him.
Hey, man, this is we're in the New Republic. Droids are allowed in these spaces again. Droids have rights now.
I don't know if I read that comic.
No? Wasn't there like so? I thought there was some episodes of
It
things
was that
recently.
solo movie right
Yeah, yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
The problem is every time there's an uprising, they just get mind wiped and suddenly the problem goes away. It's a droid equivalent of bread and circuses, I guess.
Yeah.
Very nice. Before we get things started here, I do want to throw out our news for the week, which is the Orbitkey, the second Star Wars Escape Pod Orbitkey giveaway that we've ever done is now over, and we have announced the winners, and those, at least most of the winners that we had, did reach out to us before the deadline to claim their prize, so that was great. And the winning names are on that same link for the giveaway, which I will put in the description. But I'll just run through the first names here. Shanaz, Jackie, Eli, Sheena, Jacob, Andrew, Cheryl, Charlie, Bian, and Alex. So big congratulations to all of those. We had 905 total entries, over 630 something contestants, because there was multiple ways to win. And winners either received a Orbitkey Star Wars tote bag, or a Grogu key organizer, or a Darth Vader nest box, which was kind of the top two, at least the final two names drawn would have received that one. And I've actually got one here. I got the Obi-Wan Kenobi one, and it's sweet, man. Like,
I thought these were the gifts you were gonna mail out. You just bought them for yourself.
No, this is for me. I don't know if you can see this, but
What are you gonna put in there?
well, I don't know. It's like a box of mysteries. Like
you
you
start
can
working
put
in the office again. You can bring your lunch in that.
yeah, dude. Like I mean, you
Travel pack.
store
Yeah.
anything. Like the top of the box is like a wireless charger, and you can put your Orbitkey
It reminds
organizer.
me of like Luke's lunchbox when he crashes on Dagobah.
Oh, it totally
Right, you
does.
You could put some little taquitos in there.
Yeah.
Some chicken, some fish sticks, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, and the bottom is like carpeted, so you can arrange these little dividers, like
I don't know.
Like
I feel
with
about putting fish sticks on carpet. Taquitos.
pretty neat.
Just real greasy carpet in there.
Anyway, big thank you to Orbitkey for doing the giveaway and for all the stuff, and hopefully to all the winners. Hopefully you receive your things
I made
fairly
so
quickly.
many emails too to try to win that. It was highly rigged, and I didn't win a single thing. I've had 300 emails I made just to.
You will
Still
try. But yeah, thank you to all the winners and all the contestants that threw your name in the hat. Hopefully we do another giveaway in the future. As you know, the big sale for Star Wars stuff on Orbitkey is happening, and there's very few of it left. Once the Star Wars stuff is gone, it's gone. I don't know if you knew this, but the Star Wars IP is going away from Orbitkey, so limited editions, every single one of them, all the pieces. So cool stuff.
Do you think that's a bit of foreshadowing? Do you think the Star Wars IP is going to shrink for a while? Because I feel like there's been so much stuff over the last 10 years.
I don't know. Because, with Fortnite, that was a huge one.
That's true. That's very recent.
And Battlefront 2 just peaked. It just hit a 20,000 player peak, which is the biggest peak ever in the game's lifespan.
That's crazy. And they're all hacking. No, but I've heard that's a real problem.
There's a lot of hackers right now. EA's got to honestly step in. EA's so lazy, man. They got this game sitting out there that it's like a potential gold mine if they were to keep going, and not in a toxic way like when the game launched, but in a healthy way.
How do we get loot boxes back in there?
Yeah. And but yeah, they have a huge potential with that game, and
I think it was just such drama that just kind of wanted to step away. But if people are this interested, I'm sure they're talking. Someone's got to be talking.
It's $5 on Steam right now, so if anyone doesn't have it, when this episode drops, the sale might be over, but
it was $5.
It was $5 on Steam. $4.97 or something.
Honestly, I think that game is so good.
It is really good.
The option that you cannot if you don't know, it's not just a multiplayer game, only online. If you want in a way where it's a competitive MMO or not MMO, multiplayer shooter. You don't have to play it like that. I love the game mode. Just grab 3 of your friends and do
just play bots
and do the waves, right? And play the AI, and it's still challenging.
Yeah, it is
difficult, but it
feels more satisfying, at least as a
especially if you're
low
garbage
key player.
Yeah, co-op can be challenging. The co-op mode is actually really well balanced for not being consecutively too easy or too hard.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is. The other day, I think Josh, you and I were playing. But it was just 2 randos, and it was funny to see people just typing and being real grumpy when we weren't doing well.
Yeah.
But I love it. Yeah, I love my wife loves it too, and she doesn't really like shooters, but just likes the cooperative aspect of that.
Yeah.
And it's just such it's still what I think what makes it so good for people coming back is it still looks incredible.
Yeah.
Totally.
I was thinking the same thing. It's probably one of the highest graphical games I think
played.
so too.
When did it launched in 2017, right? Something like that.
It's a long time ago now.
It was the year that we were at Celebration Orlando. That was the year that it came out, pretty sure.
Man, that's crazy. It's almost 10 years. Does that mean that graphics have stagnated or they've peaked? Because if there's that little difference,
I think in a way,
or do we just not have a good eye for it anymore?
No, I think no. It's any YouTuber I've ever watched that talks about this game has always commented that the graphics in this game, there's some black magic happening,
right?
That made it look so good. It was ahead of its time in many ways. Yeah. So
$5.
Yeah, dude. And the campaign, $5 alone for that campaign. Yeah, super fair.
I think $5 alone just for the Ewok hunt is worth it.
Oh man, yeah. Such a good mode. Before this whole resurgence of people going back into that game.
Hold on, we need to take a moment to talk about it's basically zombies, but with Ewoks.
Yeah, Ewok. I was just about to say Ewok Hunt was dead. Nobody played it anymore.
Really?
Well, because I jumped on a few months ago and it was
Ghost Town.
It was 2 other people sitting in there in the lobby, just waiting for 18 other people. Yeah. And now it's just boom, you get a match right away. Nice. So yeah, definitely the time to play again.
They should add the other hunts from the
original Battlefront 2
one. Yeah, you can do the Wampa one, which is so good. Yeah. But I remember there was also a Gungan hunt, wasn't there?
That must have been from the original game, the first Battlefront.
There was a Gungan hunt.
Yeah, maybe on the first one, the old 2004 or 3. Yeah. What is it? I think it was something.
It's around there because that one
2005
was it felt a bit wrong hunting Gungans.
Were you droids?
I think you're droids. Yeah.
Did it always play the audio clip? Wipe them out. All of them. Yeah, it's so good. Fellas, the High Republic is coming to an end this year.
What?
Really?
Phase 3, yeah. So when they announced Project Luminous a couple of years ago, start of the pandemic, takes me back, there was going to be 3 phases of this project, which would bridge a couple hundred years up until sort of the fall of the Jedi era, which is also kind of the transition period of when the Acolyte takes place, kind of in there. Altogether, more than 25 novels were produced. I mean, between the Del Rey adult ones, the junior novels, the young adult reader novels, so much stuff. Over 139 comic book issues, 22 short stories, 6 original manga graphic novels, and 5 audio originals, all released in 4 years.
Wow.
That was a lot of stuff. So if you're wondering, like, man, where's all the other non-High Republic reader material?
Probably didn't exist.
There was
all
probably
on board this
there was
thing.
definitely less of it, but like I think for a number of years, people who weren't really into High Republic stuff may have noticed, like, yeah, there's been an absence of like other stuff.
Yeah, because I think historically they kind of just put out novels at like all eras at once.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask you guys, like, because we all read the Light of the Jedi book together.
Josh, you and I read a few. We dropped off
read a
about
few more.
halfway. Maybe the start of phase 2.
I think like we read almost all of the phase 1 books. Almost
I think
all.
you did because you even
No,
did
there's still
school.
there's still a couple that I'm missing. I read all the main ones, like all the adult novels, but then
you're also reading a lot of junior reader stuff.
I did. I read some of them. I didn't read all of them though. So like I haven't read all. And then the comic books, I was like massively behind. Like I didn't.
Right.
I only read like.
That's tough.
It's so hard to keep up with the comic books. Like
I read a good chunk of those actually.
you like them?
Maybe between the two of you, read everything.
Yeah.
They tied in really well. Like the comics tied in super well to bridge the gap between some of the books. But there was so many, and sometimes the comics would have like little offshoot like side stories that would happen as well. And so it was a big era, big event.
So
but
when you say it's done, like are they still gonna like produce things for it, or it's just gonna be like
it's over, but it's over in like a complete way. Like the vision is complete. So like the final novel is written by Charles Soule, and he's the guy who wrote the awesome Darth Vader comics that we always talk about, and he also wrote the Light of the Jedi novel that we all read. That was like the Kickstarter. So he's the guy to close it off. So he wrote the novel called Trials of the Jedi. So that's like the final kind of nail in the coffin, so to speak. Like for the
I wouldn't. I'd probably say that's like the bow to close it off.
The bone to close it off. Okay, yeah, sure.
Because I don't know if I could like nail in the coffin sounds
morbid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if it's necessarily like it was bad overall. I don't know. I don't know a lot about
that's
it.
That's not what I was saying. No,
let's say the bow.
The bone. Yeah, okay.
French term, the fait accompli.
The cherry on top. Yeah. Let's put it that way. I mean, yeah. So morbid. No, yeah. So the final novel though, that's out as of a few days ago. So people are currently reading sort of the last High Republic book that they will read. I
think they'll come back to this era later.
I kind of feel like they like. I don't want to like be like, was this a successful venture kind of thing? Because I don't know if it should be viewed as like, was it a success? Because there's still some cool stuff and stories that were fun, but like. I kind of feel like they produced only one show in the High Republic era that was not well received,
right?
Unfortunately, and
except for the last few episodes, I think.
Yeah, and then
all
like when I think of other eras or other times they've done like High Republic or Old Republic, like there's been a couple games, there's been a little bit more of like more media sometimes. They're like.
That is
other
something
than
that's
just like literature.
That's made this era really weird.
Yeah, because I think
there's no games or anything either.
Still don't really know about it that aren't like Star Wars fans.
That's the thing. I think you already have to be a pretty big Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
especially because it's so massive.
Yeah,
like it's such a huge literary like thing for them to take on.
Yeah,
it's kind of bizarre if you think about it on its own compared to like everything else that Star Wars has put out.
I'm surprised they didn't do some sort of game, even like a small game or like a.
Is there a mobile game or something?
Jedi Survivor touched up on the era,
true.
And then there was also a VR game called Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, which was like an RPG game. It takes place between episode 8 and 9, and you play the role of a smuggler on a ship that gets attacked by pirates, and then you crash land on Batuu, which is the Disney Parks Galaxy's Edge world, right? And as the smuggler, you have to do certain things. Like there's like things you have to find. There's in Batuu Black Spire Outpost. There's the cantina that you go to. There's a droid repair bay that you can go to. The guy at the Cantina has like a few drinks that if you collect all of the ingredients for and you drink the drink, it puts you into like a sub level, like a mini short story game where you're now the role of somebody else and you get to live that adventure. And there was one drink that you make, and he has a story of many hundreds of years ago, a Jedi master named Master Yoda was here on the planet at the local Jedi outpost with a Jedi Padawan that you take the role as, and there's like this really creepy adventure that you go on. It was actually really good. So for like a game that isn't involved with like any force using stuff, it all of a sudden, now you were a Jedi in this space, and it was just really cool because you sort of flashed back to this time period. And you didn't get to see.
Neat.
It was really cool. Yeah, it was really neat. And
it's like VR, I assume, right?
It was VR, yeah. And like, it was just like
maybe I'll play this after the podcast.
Yeah, sure. It was just different, and I really appreciated it. And so like there is very few games, and then of course let's not forget, rest in peace, Star Wars Catalyst, was it? Or
that's a book.
Eclipse. Sorry,
Catalyst is a book.
Not Eclipse. Yeah, not Catalyst.
It's canned.
Sorry, Eclipse. Yes.
Oh, right.
Well, I
remember that game.
It's not officially canned, but
right. There's the drama that went down in France.
Yeah, like who knows what's happening with that, right? Like the studio that put out this awesome cinematic trailer.
That trailer was insane.
Looked so good, and then what happened with it, right? Like
I feel like maybe it's just me, but I feel a little bit jaded whenever like trailers and stuff come out or like announcements. It's like until it's available to purchase, like I just kind of accept that it might not exist.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like people get so hyped up at these conventions for like Comic-Con and Celebration and stuff. And I don't want to be a downer when it comes to any of this, but when they announce stuff that's coming out, you can never, take it with a grain of salt still, because like it's never confirmed. Like look at Rangers of the New Republic. Look at the new Rey movie. I just read the other day that they've shelved the new Rey movie.
Really?
Yeah, because they can't figure out the script, and
right.
and that's a good thing. If they can't figure out the script, they shouldn't make the movie.
Yeah,
right.
No, I think they should just like
wing it,
something.
Just wing it.
Bring J.J. Abrams. He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I applaud the efforts that they've gone through. They've gone through a number of like writers. I think the director has stayed the same, but they've gone through like 2 or 3 writers, and they brought Daisy Ridley out on stage to make this happen in front of people. They're like, yeah, this movie's gonna happen, and now they're like shelving it. It's like, okay, well, they're still obviously working on it, but who knows now what's gonna happen because now it's been shelved, right?
I'm almost wondering. This is my thinking. If they're wrapping up this giant push for this High Republic with all these writers, it would make sense to just scoop them up and then just kind of do something similar post episode 9.
Yeah, and it would. I don't really know what their ambitions are with that period. I mean, it's weird that Starfighter is going to be the first movie in that.
Yeah, I did not
era.
expect that to be after.
No, I didn't
either.
Because that came out of left field, and they announced the Rey movie and the other 2, like the James Mangold and the Dave Filoni movies, at an earlier convention. And then out of left field, it's like Japan convention comes along. Oh, look, we got Starfighter happening. By the way, we're filming this fall. It's like, what? Where did that come from? But I guess they nailed down the script so well that they got the green light to go. So, I mean, on the one hand, it's like disappointing when they can't figure out a movie, but on the other hand, I'd rather not them make that movie and have it be...
You want it to be done well.
Yeah, I want it to be done well, right? Like I want them to put their time and effort into it. So it's a good thing that's kind of been shelved, for anyone who was hoping that it would be made. And,
is there any word on the Rian Johnson trilogy?
No, still no.
I've heard nothing but tweets from him.
Tweets is all he has, man.
But that was like... years ago.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything since then. But it's never like there's been no announcement like of being shelved or anything.
No, I mean, I think Kathleen Kennedy was asked about that at the Japan convention, and I think she said that it was still on the table. And that's not a quote. That's just me kind of trying to remember what she's like, the message that she said about, like in reply. I think she said that they were still chatting on it, but that Ryan has been busy or something like that. It was like something very like vague. I don't doubt it. Like I don't doubt that. I'm sure they'll bring it back and they'll do another movie, or they'll try. Right.
I figure eventually. I feel like it seems like with the announcement of the Rey movie and then Starfighter, it feels like they're moving more towards theatrical stuff again.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that
might be a time for that to happen, potentially.
I think that's a good thing. Like, because I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm kind of tired of doing Disney Plus stuff. Like, I mean, I don't mind.
Depends on what it is. Because Andor was awesome.
I feel like Andor was like great, but then when you look at the majority of stuff, it's like, okay, we had Mandalorian season 1 and 2, both good, right? Both pretty great shows. I know the general reception of season 3 wasn't as good. I know general reception for Book of Boba was also not very good. Obi-Wan Kenobi, general reception, not what we expected. Andor, fantastic. Ahsoka, fairly mixed, but it depends on what kind of fan you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Skeleton Crew, also mixed. And that also depends on what age group you are, or kind of how, what kind of things you like.
Did you see like that kind of down in like a spreadsheet format?
No, this is just all from memory.
Just broken down. I'd be curious, the Skeleton Crew, how that breaks down for like age of fans and like,
I mean, like
what era you're born into.
The thing is with Skeleton Crew is like it wasn't a big item. Like there was like, let's see, one, and they always say the merchandise drives the sales, right? So
there was basically nothing.
There was basically nothing. There was like one Lego set
for a younger audience.
There was an action figure for each of the main characters from Hasbro, and that's it. Like there was like I haven't seen anyone walking around with a T-shirt. You know, nothing.
Do they sell shirts?
I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, it's a weird one. That's why I guess I mentioned earlier, it feels like merchandise in general is kind of... I mean, I get it. They've been pushing super hard for a long time. Maybe time to slow down and let people's wallets recover.
Yeah.
Before they do the next push. Mm-hmm. But that's my speculation. Maybe I'm wrong.
The animated series, on the other hand, I think that is a great home for the animated shows is Disney Plus, right? Like Disney Plus is like great. The animated shows work better having a nice, because otherwise it would probably be Disney XD or Cartoon Network.
I was gonna say XD, but it'd have to be specials because there's only 3 episode arcs. There's like 6 total.
Yeah, and Disney XD has its limitations because that's like public television, so to speak, and like has its age requirements and its certain boundaries. And like I feel like Disney Plus, they can do whatever they want, right?
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
Yeah,
Does Disney XD still exist?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so out of the network.
Isn't that like Disney Junior now?
Might be. I think that there's that too.
Or is that
I think
it
those
might
are
be like
different
multiple channels. Yeah.
Does that mean there's like a Disney After Hours for older audiences?
But like,
that's what Andor should be.
I think they've got the
they
right
had that
idea.
island
Like
in California for a while.
There's no other than Ahsoka season 2. There is no other live action prospects happening on Disney Plus for Star Wars now. Like I think Ahsoka season 2 is the last one to cap it off. Yeah,
it's been so busy for so long, especially with High Republic 2 wrapping up. It hasn't been this quiet for a long time.
Well, I mean, speaking of the Disney Plus stuff, like people have been asking, like, what about like Tamara Morrison ran into Dave and John at Japan convention, and he said, or Japan Celebration, and he said, like, where's my season 2?
Yeah,
yeah.
He's pretty good about it, though. I think he knows.
Yeah. He says,
I mean, I'd watch.
I'm sad too. Where the Book of Boba Fett season 2? Where the hell is season 2? Now they're doing Ahsoka season 2. I'm going. Where's my season 2? That's a quote.
You know where your season 2 is.
Yeah.
6 feet under.
Oh no. To be honest, I kind of want to follow up this Solo movie too.
Yeah.
I really like that movie. I feel like in time it's actually gotten better.
I think so.
He also says,
so it made me feel like, did you go to Grandma's house and she had that preservative jar of peaches up on the shelf? That's what I think. I'm one of those peaches that have been put up on the shelf. I've been preserved for a later date, and I'm going to be tastier. So anyway, that's all that's happening. That's all I've heard, and I know they're doing Ahsoka in season 2. Geez, I needed to be in that Andor. What a show, Andor.
so that's
I love how open he is about his feelings. It's just like,
yeah, he just kind of rambles.
Yeah.
I always liked him.
Yeah.
I watched an interview. I think this was like during the season 1 of Andor and the filming of season 2. But I watched an interview with Hayden and what the heck?
Ewan?
No, the lead actor in Andor.
Oh yeah, Diego Luna.
Yeah, Diego Luna. And
oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
And it was very funny to see them both talking about their shows and one of them is like, because Andor is just like so widely received. Everyone loves it, right?
Yeah.
But then Diego Luna would be like, getting to work on Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was like so great as well. And, Hayden's like, I think the fans, like they still have to talk about it like it was, it's like they're on different levels though, but they have to talk about it like they both
their
made
peers.
something incredible.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like it's funny to see Tamara Morrison. He knows that they're not on the same level. He's kind of like, that Andor. Like, kind of wish I was on that show.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like a lot of like reception from a lot of people, it's not really to do with them. It's just writing stuff.
Yeah.
Or people gravitate and attach to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's nothing that the actor did, right?
Exactly.
Like we all love Hayden so much.
But they're-
like,
All of them.
But they're doing like promo stuff, so it's funny because they have to.
right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Smooth everything over.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like general reception towards Ahsoka may have been a little better than Obi-Wan.
I think so.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, because it also had the fans of all the animated shows coming into that show going like, oh, cool, this is a continuation of awesome stuff.
Obi-Wan was tough just because I felt like people already had such high expectations for it.
And
You're seeing Ewan back.
Yeah, and it was also setting a pivotal moment that people didn't expect to have it had. You know, like it's like, oh, there's this moment all of a sudden that they meet again between these two movies. Like it was that alone was like a big hump, like just a big like obstacle in the road.
That did
to
change a lot of canon, really.
It really did. Well, it set an expectation for a line that was already in the canon, and it's like, well, you're going off of a line that's very vague, like, you know, and you're setting this expectation of like, okay, he says this because they fought again, you're saying, you know, and it was like, okay, I always had a hard time buying that, like, what,
Yeah, the line makes more sense if you use the context Revenge of the Sith.
yeah, because like the line in Return of the Jedi when he's talking to Luke about, like, he says Obi-Wan once thought as you did, and there's nothing in the prequels that he's referring to. So what they did when doing the Obi-Wan show is take that line and give that reason for a second fight, and it's like,
Right.
But then nowhere in that show did I ever experience, other than his big apology spiel, and then walking away, I didn't really experience any like him trying to pull Anakin back, you know, like to the light side,
Save him, yeah.
to save him, right? He left him alive again, but he didn't pursue him as a friend, you know, like Luke pursued Vader as his father, right? And so I still didn't understand why that happened, because like they used a line that was like, okay, we're gonna make a whole show about it, and then it's like, you know, where's the reason for it? Where's the hook? Because I, like, you know, from where I'm sitting, it just didn't really get there. But I like, there's moments of it that I've enjoyed, and I rewatched it again recently, and it's like, I think it's just the unexpected bits that really got to me as like, maybe could have been better, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah.
For me, I would say there's a few nitpicks like that, but the thing that always just threw me off, it just felt like such massive power creep between like Vader and Obi-Wan. That really bothered me a lot.
Yeah, I think at least one of the nice things that came out of that show was like showing Obi-Wan's struggle as he ages. You know,
Yeah, that was
should have
great.
been-
Yeah.
That
The first
was
half
the
was
really
awesome.
interesting part.
I really liked the first half.
yeah. There's good things about the show. You know, I'm not saying it's all bad or anything. It's just like, yeah, it's there was some bits I struggled with. Did you know there's a new Maul show coming out?
I did not.
I know you've read a lot of the Legends stuff. This is a potential moment for Maul to actually fight Vader, because there's a line in Rebels where he says, "I cannot take on Vader alone." Like he's talking to the Rebels crew, and he
Like
says
maybe
that.
he's tried.
Yeah, like maybe he's tried. Like this is the season 2 finale of Rebels, and he's like on Malachor. You know,
That's
that
funny.
whole story arc. You watch Rebels? You
I
watch Rebels?
did. It's a little foggy for me, though.
There's like a scene at the very end of season 2 where Ezra, Kanan, and Ahsoka are all on the Sith world
Right,
of
they're kind of
Malachor.
making, like-
Maul is there,
Yeah, yeah.
and then Vader shows up, and all the Inquisitors
Yeah.
are battling with, you know,
Do
like,
Maul and Vader fight? in
No,
that?
they don't.
Okay, because Dave Filoni I think he specifically talks about this is an opportunity from that scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
There was an opportunity to have Maul and Vader fight. He just wasn't sure if he should do it.
yeah, and they didn't, because they
didn't
wanted the
do it.
focus to be on him and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So, which makes sense.
Oh,
But-
yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah. So like this new show's coming out, and it's going to be between Clone Wars and Rebels, and it's going to tell a new chapter for Maul. So like, you know, we could get some Vader Maul action in there where Maul just miserably loses again. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
Does it feel necessary?
It just seems a bit like Ahsoka, like the Ahsoka series. Like
Yeah.
I think it's a grasp for people who like the animated stuff, right?
Right.
I
Or that
think
character.
If it's incredible, I'll be surprised. But I think it will kind of just be middling.
Sam Witwer seems pretty confident about it.
I mean,
He talked pretty confidently at Celebration about it.
Is this supposed to explain why Maul it shows up in Solo? as
Yeah.
like
Is this-
head of.
Yeah.
Is this animated?
Yeah.
So it'll explain that, like
Yeah.
the Crimson Dawn. And
It will.
Yeah, that's what it's called, I think, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And is Sam Witwer doing the voice?
Yeah.
I mean, I would also say I'm confident then if I'm getting paid.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well,
I would say though, if I had a choice, I'd probably pick a different era. Not necessarily football,
Yeah,
but just for
okay.
just for an animated show in general.
so one of the more interesting things to come out of this series that people are rumoring about, because they showed a sizzle reel of footage for this show, and people have caught a glimpse of a red Twi'lek girl in this show, and there's some speculation that some of the unused story bits from George's episode 7, where Maul would have trained a Legends continuity Sith Lord called Darth Talon.
That's what I was gonna ask because she has those tattoos too, right?
Yeah, the Maul
So then-
tattoos kind of work in his sort of tutelage favor,
Yeah.
I guess.
They're gonna make her canon.
They
then.
never had any kind of relationship in the EU.
Right.
In the EU, like
but they
were-
looked like they were like
yes, yeah,
similar
yeah,
style. at
exactly.
least.
So I think like the idea was to use those two characters together, but that
And
whole
she
movie
has
didn't
two
happen.
sabers, right?
I think it's just one, but like that whole movie didn't happen, of course, because episode 7 came out with JJ's script and everything. But I think Dave is like maybe drawing on some of those ideas and putting it into this animated show. So we could see maybe a potential Darth Talon character popping up for a little while.
Man, you know that statuette of her that's already worth like a whole bunch of money.
Yeah,
Imagine what it'll be worth after
Oh my
this.
gosh,
comes.
yeah.
If your what speculation is correct,
Oh man,
man, that thing will be like a $100,000 statue.
I agree. It's gonna be a lot. All right, we should probably wrap things up here. But Bryce, what are you looking forward to coming out this year? Is there anything
Okay,
coming
well,
out?
what do we got coming out? We have
Visions Volume 3.
Do you know about the Vision stuff?
yeah, that'll be like a wait, but just what is there like specific studios that are working on it this time? Like
No, so you know the one that we really like called like Seventh
Oh,
Jedi?
yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be a spin-off series.
yeah, so they're doing Visions and then they're doing a full series of that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Visions Volume 3 has a sequel episode for the Ninth Jedi, like in
Yeah.
that
Ninth Jedi.
season,
Yeah.
and then they're making a spin-off series after that episode.
Right.
So
I really wish it was in some form of canon.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
my
like
concern too.
I feel like it really had potential. They could have made it canon somehow. Like it didn't have to be. I don't know. I feel like they could have done it.
Yeah.
Because that
I'm-
is important to a lot of people.
I think I've mentioned this in a prior podcast, but I'm more excited for that than I am for the Maul series. Honestly,
Yeah.
just the world building and also the animation style. I really love that, like the classic 2D anime style.
I agree. It's the same reason I think that the Maul thing won't do great is because like we want new stuff. We want to explore.
That's
The
kind of where
galaxy.
I'm at, I think.
I want to see the galaxy.
That's right.
Yeah, so that'll be cool.
yeah,
Oh, I'm actually really excited for the Star Wars game. I think Zero Company.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I think that will be really fun.
yeah, the
Especially
XCOM
since
Star
I've-
Wars game. Yeah,
Since I've seen the character customization in that, I think like that, like an XCOM kind of style Star Wars game is going to be really fun.
yeah.
I always forget, how does the mechanics work with that style game?
It's like kind of tactical turn based. So you have like a base part of it where you're like making big strategy decisions, and then you have a tactical part of the game where you're doing like a squad based combat, but it's turn based.
Oh, neat. Okay.
And it's a lot like playing a board game where you're moving your characters around and then kind of like rolling a dice to hit, kind of.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun.
It's gonna be good. Comes out next year, so we'll be playing it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Thank you both for popping on this week. We will catch you in the next one.
Yeah. Lovely day.
We'll see you out there. Keep flying.
All right. Thank you to our audience. Thank you to the contestants of the Orbitkey giveaway. Go and check them out. Links are in the description below. And maybe shoot us a message. Follow us on X and Blue Sky. Let us know what you're looking forward to this year and many other things. Go and check out our sub-series for Rebels Talk, Ahsoka, so many other things. We got more down the road. Stay tuned. May the Force be with you.